I've never been the biggest fan of Blumhouse Productions movies. They mostly make these sorta low-budget mainstream horror movies. And to me a lot of them are just way too bland to really get my attention. But every once in a while they do put out a decent one too, and this one looked like it might be decent. And I'm not even sure exactly what gave me that impression, but I definitely was drawn to it. But the basic premise here is that these rich billionaire types stage a hunt, where regular everyday people are the hunted, and things sorta go from there. I don't really want to say much more than that, but let's just say that there is more to the story here. And early on I jotted down in my notes that there's no pretense of anything clever going on. It's more just violent, gory fun with a pretty heavy lean on the comedy as well. And I felt like a lot of the comedy worked. I thought it was a pretty funny movie. But then a lot of it also didn't work, so it was a lot of hits and misses. However, the point is that it's not a serious movie. It has a fairly light-hearted tone, despite all the violence and the gore. But here's the thing though, turns out that my initial impression wasn't exactly correct. Because somewhat early on they started sneaking in these little weird comments here and there. These politically correct statements and whatnot that seemed to be there for comedic purposes. But they just felt out of place and awkward to me, and turns out that, well, that's just part of the bigger picture, as the movie does attempt some social commentary. But here's the deal, it takes a stab at all sides and all aspects of the issues. It definitely seems to aim most of the shots at virtue signaling social justice warriors, at political correctness and the whole cancel culture and how people are so sensitive and easily overreacting today. But then it also seems to take shots at internet trolls and online activists. So it becomes this weird scattershot approach that just seems to want to comment on everything. And it ends up feeling like it doesn't really know what it's trying to say or do. And I'll be honest, that felt awkward and forced, but I will also admit that there were some clever moments in there too. And had it been a bit more focused with it, I think it would have worked a lot better. But at the same time, I don't really think anyone's gonna watch this for the social commentary. They're here to watch a fun and entertaining movie, and to me at least, this delivered exactly that. Because it's tight, it's well paced, they keep the mystery of what exactly is going on going for most of the movie, which keeps the suspense and the intrigue up and keeps it engaging. And as I said, I thought a fair amount of the humor landed too, and it's a pretty funny movie. But to me the highlight was absolutely Betty Gilpin, who plays the lead here. Because she's just this cold, calculated, almost expressionless machine, who just doesn't seem to give a single flying you-know-what, and I loved it. She's great in this, and it almost feels like a throwback to those 80s action stars. I mean, there's not much character development, and there's not a ton of character to begin with. But what's there at the core of it all works, and I thought she was so much fun to watch in this. And yeah, overall I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I thought it was just good fun. And apart from the whole social commentary weirdness that didn't really totally work for me, and just the fairly cheap and generic look and feel of it all, I didn't really have any legit issues with it. But how about it? Would I recommend it? Yeah, sure, especially if you just want to watch a fun movie that doesn't take itself too seriously. So, you know, maybe give this one a shot, or don't. After all, I'm not your dad. But hey, what are your thoughts on this? Have you seen it? Did you like it? Let me know. And if you enjoyed the video, maybe give it a thumbs up or sub to the channel, because that would be fantastic. And if you like, you can also support me on Patreon or PayPal through the links in the description. And as always, I appreciate you and thanks for watching.